Okay. Process management. So you can see as process management, there are different process. Actually, process manager in the process is responsible to take each process at a time, right? Since multiple processes are running, එකම වෙලාවේ processes ගොඩාක් run වෙන හින්දා, so this there's a process pool like this. So some processes are taken to the processor, some processes are taken out. For an example, think that I'm now working with the PDF. But if I'm shifting to Google Chrome, temporary PDF process will be stopped. It will be swapped out, right? It will be taken out. And now it's concerning on this website. And when I shift back to the PDF, that process will be given a like wait time, and it will be giving priority to this process. Because when I click here, it's respond according to that process, right? This is a PDF. It's giving the menu related to PDF. Yeah. Processor is respond this. But when I go here and click on the web page, then it's going giving me the things related to web page. So it's time to time, it's giving different feedback. So that is based on the current process which it has taken into the process. Right here, this full story of this actually telling that ordering of the processes is also performed under management. So which process to be executed, which is the order, and which has the priority. So all these things need to be considered. Right? Basically, processors, when processors are running, so this we call interrupt-driven processor is basically interrupt-driven. Interrupt-driven means, what is interrupt? The word meaning of interrupt? Yeah, that is interrupt. What I hear now is interrupt. What is interrupt?
Blocking, like something.
No, it's when we are doing something, if there's an obstacle, or if there's something else coming into the middle, we call interrupt. When you are, let's say when you are working with the computer, suddenly a pop-up message comes and say, you got a virus. There's a virus infection, you need to clear that. That is interrupt. Okay, when you're working with the processor, when you're working with the computer, if you press the key like this, it shows in all windows. That is interrupt. And it's attending to that interrupt. When I press it again, it's going back to this. That is interrupt. When I click here, it's showing the, okay, when I click it back, showing this one. That is interrupt. So why we are telling that the computer is struck? Because it's not responding to our interrupts. Interrupts කියන්නේ normal process එකට වෙන බාධාවක්. Right? So processor is interrupt driven. ඒ බාධාවට තමයි ඉස්සෙල්ලාම respond කරන්නේ. එහෙම වෙන්න ඕනේ. දැන් අපි වැඩ කර ඉඳිද්දි කවුරු හරි වෙලා කතා කරනවා. We have to respond then. Otherwise those people will see දැන් කවුරු හරි එකපාර දොර අරගෙන එනවා කඩා බින්දගෙන. We have to respond. Right? Even we are in the class, we have to respond. So okay, suddenly you are let's say suddenly some parts are falling from the roof. When you are in the online class, you cannot say parts now, I'm in the online class, please fall later. You cannot say like that. Some parts of the roof are falling, you have to run. That is interrupt driven. You also interrupt driven, and your computer is also interrupt driven. Okay, please write down these two terms related to process management. So it's very important. Right, process is a program. These are the terminologies, very important terminologies. Process is a program in execution, and operating system is interrupt driven. Operating system is an interrupt-driven Operating system is an interrupt-driven. Sorry, operating system uses interrupt-driven mechanism. Operating system uses, sorry, my mistake. Uses an interrupt-driven mechanism to run smoothly. Processor is responding to the interrupts. Processor is responding to the interrupts. What is interrupt? It's a something external to currently running process. What is coming outside? If you are currently showing something, pressing a key, right, is interrupt. Right click is interrupt. Left click is interrupt. Moving mouse is interrupt. Okay, then in the next thing, it's asking, okay, right. The second thing is memory management, right? So process manager is running processors, managing processors, and memory manager is here. Memory manager, it's managing the memory. Here, RAM space, when you have the memory or the memory space, it's divided to separate sections according to jobs. Various jobs are there in the RAM because in a single time, specific time, there are multiple programs running. So all these programs are sharing the random access memory. All these programs are sharing the memory space, right? So all the programs are inside this. But again, similar to the processor respond to the interrupts, these jobs need to be terminated, need to be taken in, need to be concerned, need to be prioritized, need to be queued in order, and then give the chance according to the requirement. Sometimes if a large program comes, if your memory is not enough, you must tell that it's not enough, please clean some program, or it will slow down, otherwise it will slow down. Right? Here, so the example is given. Consider the example where we type some text, the word in the document to be printed. Do changes, we incorporate to the document are printed. Right? Do changes to incorporate documents are printed. So again, so please consider the example. Right? Consider the example where we type some changes in the Word document. Print pen document type karna. Do changes we incorporate in the document are printed. Yeah, I'll think add karne print pen order. Normally it's not. But once the command for print is sent, data is sent to the RAM. So now if you are keep typing, that won't be in the RAM. After sending to the RAM only, that will be printed. So if we are trying to alter the things though, once we given the command, so let's say you are given upload command to a video. Now you are doing changes, but that doesn't affect. Already you have sent to the upload. That is how RAM updates, right? Once it is sent to the RAM, it will be taken. But after sending to the RAM, if you are trying to update that won't immediately go to the random access mode. So this is actually part of management. Okay. Then the device management. Right? Different peripherals. Different peripherals. What are the peripherals? I think you can remember the word peripheral. What is a peripheral? Peripheral එකක් කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Hello. Can you hear me? Say no or not?
Yes, sir.
So what is a peripheral? Peripheral එකක් කියන්නේ මොනවද? මොකක්ද? Okay, write down
Device.
Devices, which is device, yes.
Computer connected devices. Devices which connected to the computer.
How these devices are connected? Devices which are connected external to the computer motherboard are called peripheral devices. Motherboard එකට පිටතින් සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා. wire මගින් සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා. ඒවට තමයි peripheral කියලා කියන්නේ. Hard disk, CD, DVD drives, pen drives, USB drives, webcam, microphone, joystick, all these are peripheral devices. Motherboard එකට පිටතින් සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ. Please remember that, right? So those devices connect to the motherboard externally, right? So that is not devices outside the system unit, right? System unit එකෙන් එළිය තියෙනවා විතරක් නෙමෙයි. Speakers belong to peripheral, hard disk belongs to peripheral. All these devices connect to the motherboard using wires or wireless. Wireless will not pull. So all these are peripheral devices. So when you go to the computer management, how to access computer management? Right click on this PC and you can go to the management. Right, this PC ke right click kala manage කියන එකට ගියා නම් හරි. Then you can see the computer management there. So computer management is basically working for updating the drivers. Right, you can update the drivers from computer management. Then you can change or disable and enable the devices. You can check whether drivers are installed or not. All these things done in the device management. Right? How to go to the device management? Right click on this PC and go to manage. So shall we see how to go to the device manager? Can you again share the desktop? Just want to see how whether you know. Now right click on this PC. Please right click on this PC. Desktop, yes, in the desktop you can right click on this PC and select manage. Yes, select manage. This is device management, right? You can see this device manager. Click on device manager and then you can see the devices in the computer, peripheral devices which are connected internally or externally to the motherboard. So batteries, Bluetooth, camera, computer, display, adapters, firmware, all these, not even peripheral, some internal devices are also there. Internal devices means this is internal. What you can say here, processor is not a peripheral, but still that is also there here. So out of this, what are peripherals and what are non-peripherals? Out of this, so I'm going to put right sign inside. Audio, is it a peripheral or not? Audio, is it a peripheral? Sounds, is it a peripheral? Hello?
No, sir.
Why? It's externally connected, separately connected to the motherboard. That is peripheral, right?
Okay, sir.
I know. So please tell me, sir. How your sound is connected? Is it internally there in the motherboard? Sound is there in the motherboard or is it externally connected?
Externally.
Then it's peripheral. Battery is not a peripheral. Bluetooth adapter can be peripheral, cameras peripheral. These are peripherals, peripheral. So battery is not basically. Why battery is not? Because battery is something internal. Internally you have battery, but this one, peripheral. Display and CD-ROM, then keyboard peripheral, mouse peripheral, monitor peripheral, then sound peripheral, USB peripheral, storage controls, those are peripheral. Other things are non-peripheral. Firmware, disk drives peripheral, disk drives peripheral. What are not peripheral? Can you tell me what are the non-peripherals? Batteries. Yes, battery non-peripheral. We don't know what's inside computer. Computer can expand kala balanna ona tiyanawada kiyala. Can you expand computer? This one, can you expand? Vichutak expand karana ar issaraha tiyana mewake. Hello?
Got this, sir?
Can you expand this? Click on in front of this and expand this. Make product expand karan. Computer kiyana. Computer. This one. Please go to this arrow and click it right. Okay. Now you can see it right. No, it is all. It is also not related to peripheral or non-peripheral. Not peripheral or not non-peripheral even. But anyway, battery is not peripheral. Then firmware is not peripheral. Then processor not peripheral. Software component not peripheral. Software devices not peripheral. Those are not peripherals, right? Those are directly connected to the motherboard. Okay, so direct circuit boards, basically, those are not treated as peripherals. Processor, motherboard, power, those are not treated as case in peripherals, but other components. Actually, peripheral means simple. Peripheral means input devices, output devices, and secondary storage. So this is simple, right? Store input plus output plus secondary storage, you can say peripheral. Right? Take a mataka tiyagan input devices, output devices, and secondary storage. Together, that is peripheral. All other devices, input novena, output novena, storage novena, all these RAM, processor, those are non-peripheral. But in device manager, you can see both peripheral and non-peripheral, right? Both non-peripherals and peripherals you can see in the device manager. Can you click on, okay, let's click on sound. Can you go to the sound? Here. Oh yeah, there are two places. Right now you can see this. If you want to disable sound, you can just right click. Okay, right click. No, right click in a sound here. Just right click on. Not in the group today. In the component. Mamma Italy andineka pain.
No, sir.
Can't you see? All right. So I don't know why. Okay. Can you see this one? All right. Okay. Then you can disable. Disable that. Okay. You can click yes. Yes. Then that will disable the sound. You can enable it. Don't worry. Just disable it. No. Right. So basically, it asking for restarting, right? After restarting only it will be affected. But you can try disabling that, not now, later. So try to disable that, not now, later. Right? And after that, you can enable. Right? If it is right. If it is disabled, you can enable. Keyboard, mouse, you can disable. Camera, you can disable. Then it will not work. If you disable the camera here, it will not work. But you can enable it later. If you want your camera to be disabled and no one else to use that, you can disable the camera and give it. Then it will not work for the applications. Later, if you want to enable, you can enable that as the administrator. But normal users cannot enable this. Okay, here you can see the user management part also, right? In this, you can see the user management part too. You can go to, yes, system tools, go to the services and application, or more actions here. Can you go to the more actions? In the right side, more actions. Just click on that, view. Okay, you can just take this connection, computer, show hidden devices, type, okay. User management, it seems not there. Please go to actions in the menu. Menu ekේ තියෙන action වලට යන්න බෑ. Yes, action menu. Oh, yeah, you can only see these things, right? Okay. Okay, so that is related to that, right? Click on the computer management and go to the actions. Click on computer management, the large topic. උඩම තියෙන topic එක තියෙන. ඒක select කරන්න. The blue color icon, and then go to the action. Then go to the action menu. All tasks. It only says connect to another computer, right? Okay. Right. So normally user management is also coming there. Don't know why it's not added there. But user management is typically coming there in the computer management. You can try with some other account, maybe administrator account. You can try with administrator account later. Okay. Let me move to the lesson back. So you saw the computer management and how it works. And the next thing is file management, right? So in files, you can see file have file name, extension. So file has file name and extension. So these files need to be managed using folders and using drives, using devices, partitions. The files are then put into the folders. Folders can be put into some other folders. These folders can be put into the partition. This partition belongs to a drive. Right? That is the hierarchy. Okay, let's learn that first. And then deleting, arranging, renaming, changing, editing, updating, all these are belongs to the file management. Right, let's see the file management more deeply. Let's go to note. Okay, so basically you should know what is a file, what is a folder, so what is a drive, and then what is a disk, right? So I want you to write down this quickly. I know this is like lengthy or not, but I want you to write down this quickly. Then I'll explain, right? First thing is file type. File has a file name and extension. File eකට file nama, file එකේ නම සහ extension එකක් තියෙනවා. This extension is basically the decision maker for the file. Why? So because based on the extension only, the computer decide which application to be used to open the file and how to open the file, what is the icon of the file and the type of the file, everything decided based on the extension. And then in addition to this, it has file attributes. In addition to this, it has file attributes. But file attributes are, so you can know, when you go to the properties of the file, you can see the file attributes. Right click and go to the properties and you can see the file attributes like date, created date, modified date, whether it is hidden, read only, likewise, those things are there. And folder is basically used to organize these files. Folder can be empty or it can contain more folders and files, or files only, or some other folders, or mix of that, right? And all these files and folders are organized into drives. Drive has a letter, basically C drive, D drive, E drive. So this drive can be a partition or entire disk. For an example, for CD, it's entire disk. For DVD, it's entire disk. But for hard disk, it can be a partition. A pen drive, it can be an entire disk or it can be even partition, right? External hard disk, it can be multiple partitions or single disk or drive, right? Then the disk can be, or disk or drive or the partition can be formatted, can be arranged according to these file types. CDFS, CDFS means compact disk file system. NTFS, new technology file system. FAT, file allocation table. And FAT16, FAT32, same file allocation table. Next version is 16, next is 32. EXT means Linux file systems, extended FAT. So these are the file systems which can be used to format a drive. Okay, so this is how disk is organized. This is how the files are organized or the storage is organized, right? That is done by mainly with the support of operating system. Okay, so let's share the screen for one last time. I'll show you how these things happening, right? Can you share it again? Quickly do this. So we create a file in the desktop, right click in the desktop and create a file. Right click in the desktop and create a new, go to new and then create a text document. This is folder. Okay, this is folder. Right click new and create text document. That is a file. You should know the difference between text file and folder, right? Text document. Right, okay. You can see both file and folders has name, new folder and new text document. But file has special thing, that is attribute. Can you go to the Explorer? Windows Explorer. Yeah, that one. There you can go to the View tab. Please go to the View tab. And from View tab, please go to the View tab. View tab. Home, Share, View. You know tabs are, they are in the top of the window. Tabs කොයිද තියෙන්නේ window එකේ උඩනේ. ඔය මොනවද ඔය buttons? Home tab, Share tab, View tab. Go to the View tab. Okay. There, can you tick the file name extensions? Please tick the file name extensions. File name extensions. Yes, tick that. And when you tick that, see in the desktop. So these files now, can you see human.png? It's shown in the extension, right? Paper area png, maths chamila png, new document.txt, mss skins.zip. You can see the extensions, right? Yes. Now you can clearly see ICT png, ICT png, ICT operating systems. And these are, so all these files are now shown in the extensions. Go to the text document and see the extension. Go to the text document, new text document. Yes. What is the extension there? Don't open. No need to open. Just go click that. Yeah, click on that. Click again. Yes. Now you can see the txt is the extension. Can you change the extension to some other extension? Just change it. Rename the file and change the extension. Don't change the name. Change the extension to yes, go to rename or F2 press karat hari. File ekudata gila F2 press karat hari. Go to this file, put a text file, press F2. Text file ekudata gila F2 press karana. Natha rename click karana. Ko rename click karana doya. Right click kala rename karana යට තියෙනවා. ඒකේ නම හැමම තියලා txt කියන extension එක. Can you change that to docx? docx dot එකෙන් පස්සේ dot එක තියන්න ඕන. dot එක තියලා dot එකෙන් පස්සේ docx. After dot docx. .docx. Enter. Enter. Press enter key. Yes. And now you can see when you change the extension, it will change the file. Right? Please go to this desktop in the Explorer. Sorry. Explorer ke desktop again. Yes, that one. Go there. And you can go down, scroll down. Please scroll down. Scroll down to the bottom. Right now you can see the file here, new text document.doc. It's clear. It's clear because with the background it's not clear. That's why. Again, change the extension to .pptx. Same file, rename. You can rename in the Explorer view, Niputi. So that is mostly okay. Anywhere. Change it to pptx. Change it to pptx. And then you can see pptx, PowerPoint, pptx. Then you can see PowerPoint extension. Right, likewise, if you change, keep changing this, so change it to JPG, change it to JPG, rename it to JPG, any file name, but JPG is the extension. Then what will happen? Then it's a picture file, mp3 dot mp3. mp3, then it's a audio file. mp3 is a audio file. Right, now you can see. So likewise, when you change the extension, it will change the, when you change the extension, it will change the icon, type of the file, likewise. But that is not the way to change the file type. File change karanne, but just to see that what will happen if you change the extension. Next thing is, okay, now you see, go to this PC, click on this PC in the Explorer window. Explorer window, okay, this PC click karanna. Then you can see, right, various drives. You can see C drive, D drive, F drive, and E drive. So C drive, D drive, F drive, and E drive. So those are there. So let's go to this PC, right click and go to manage. Right click on this PC and go to manage. Right click and go to manage. Manage. And then go to the disk management. This one, disk management. The one before the last one, yes. There you can see how many disks are there. So here you can see disk 0 is your hard disk. And ROM 0 is the CD or DVD, but still nothing is there in ROM. CD-ROM, you don't have anything. But hard disk, you can see C partition, D partition, F partition, and some 2 more partitions for recovery and health management. Right? Boot in, and so for operating system, there's one partition. For boot in, there's another partition. So partitions are actually parts. So it's like how you divide your room into your house into different rooms. Kitchen, bathroom, living room, bedroom. Then it's easy to manage because you are not going to put food in your bedroom. Then insects and ants will come. You keep food in kitchen, and the living room or the TV room, you are not going to put your bed. Bed is there in the bedroom. So to manage that, we need to partition. Bathroom, you are going to spill water, but you are not going to do the same in the bedroom because you can't sleep there. But bathroom is wet, right? So likewise, to manage the hard disk properly, we need partitions. Okay, I just wanted to highlight these points. What is folder, what is file, and what is disk, what is partition. Now you know that, right? Disk has multiple partitions. Disk has multiple, one disk has many partitions. These partitions are having files and folders. You saw that, files and folders. And ultimately it's a file. So what is shortcut? Is it a file or folder or something else? Shortcut. Is it a file or folder or something else? Yes? Hello? What is shortcut? Don't know. Okay. What is shortcut? I'm asking what is shortcut? Is it a file, folder, or something else? right? Shortcut is also a file. So can you remember the one in the desktop? Can you please go to the desktop again and rename, and please rename that text file. Please rename that text file. Yes, new text document, that one. Please rename with rename, don't double click, right click, rename. Rename and put .lnk as the extension. Rename and put .lnk as the extension. LNK link. LNK. Okay, what has happened? Now you can see it as a shortcut. A shortcut is also special file, right? Remember that shortcut is also special file. Right, but it is pointing to some other file. That is the only difference. It's also a special file. It's pointing to. So after renaming, you cannot see that LNK part. It will go. It will hide. You can press Ctrl Z to get it back. Undo it. Ctrl Z, and you can get it back. Okay, now it's there. Right. Okay. Now we learn. Right. Now we have learned how to. Right. How to find the files, folders, partitions, and next day we'll discuss about the. Next day, my plan is to discuss about the file systems. Right, file systems like CDFS, NTFS, and how these are stored. Likewise, I'll discuss that next day, and you can see. Yes, we have to learn about that and the security management. Yes, GUI, CLI we already discussed. Disk partitioning, yes, this one. And formatting, defragmentation, yes, that part we can learn next day. Yes, file properties we have already learned. So what is extension and all? We have learned, and we have to study that back again. Right, let's learn that. Okay, next day I think if you can look into the lesson and come, next day we can finish the lesson. But you have to study, read the book and come. Then we can finish the lesson next. Okay, so then see you all next week. Have a nice day. Good night. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye. Have a nice day.